Welcome to Jin Shin Do Body Mind's Powden Gum movements. Powden Gum is, these movements have been done in China and Korea for thousands of years. And its purpose is to improve posture, your general health, and increase your body-mind awareness. And these movements move the qi along the meridians. So we're going to start with some breath work, and then we're going to do two of the movements in this video. So the breath is critical and important, but before I get to that, I just want to remind you that you can find these movements in your basic handbook on page 30 through 32. On 30 and 31, Iona provides pictures, and then on 32, she describes how to do in writing each of the movements. I choose to use Qigong for Beginners by Stanley Wilson, and he is somebody who studied with Iona and then took these Powden Gum movements to a different level and wrote a book. And in the book, he also has pictures and descriptions of each of the movements. The movements are, for the most part, except for one of the movements, is slightly different, and I chose to do that because at the time I had a shoulder injury and couldn't do the movement the way it is in the handbook. Other than that, all of the movements are the same. There are two that are out of order from the way Iona orders them on page 32, but again, the movements are the same. So we're going to start with some breath work, and we're using Hara breath, and the Hara can be found if you locate your belly button. The Hara can be found just below the belly button using 2 fingers just below the belly button. This very important energy center in Chinese medicine called the Hara or the Dantian, lower Dantian. So we're going to be breathing from there, and if you wish, you can put your hand here and then another hand on your chest. Many people just breathe through their chest, and that's very shallow breathing. What we do this shallow kind of breathing when we're in the sympathetic part of our nervous system or in the fight or flight. And we really want to spend most of our day in parasympathetic, or the rest and relax. So when you take nice deep breaths from your lower abdomen, you're activating that parasympathetic part of your nervous system. So we're going to start by breathing from this down here from the Hara, or lower abdomen, and then breathing all the way up to the top of your chest. And then when we exhale, we start at the top of the chest and empty down to the lower abdomen. So imagine a pitcher, and you're filling that pitcher with water as you inhale, and you're emptying the pitcher, you're emptying the water from the pitcher as you exhale. So we're going to do 2 more of those breaths, and then we'll move on. You also want to try your best to make the breath slim, and you do that by breathing in and out through your nose. If you have to use your mouth, fine. Just know that making your breath slim is in and out through the nose. You want to make it slow, and you want to make it deep. When you breathe from the abdomen, that makes it deep. So it's thin, slow, and deep breathing. And next, you want to get yourself grounded. So your feet are shoulder width apart, and for most part, you may need to make whatever adjustments are right for your body. But for the most part, we're going to start each of these movements with our feet shoulder width apart. Your pinky toe, your big toe, and your heel are grounded into the floor, and if you will, you could imagine roots growing into the core of the earth. And then to get the rest of our body aligned, We're going to go to the very top of your ears and follow that line to the top of your head with an imaginary string, pulling that string all the way up into the heaven. And what that does, it tucks your chin a tiny bit and it straightens your spinal column. So with our string all the way up to the heavens and our roots all the way into the core of the earth, we now have a lovely aligned body, and we're ready to begin the first movement, which is upholding heaven with both hands. So laying one hand on top of the other, just below this belly button, and our hands are slowly going to move as we inhale up to the top where we'll clasp them, intertwine them, and palms will face up to the heavens as we rise up on our toes. And then on the exhale, let go of the fingers and you slowly come down and your heels are back on the ground again. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Each of these movements are done 3 times. Inhale and exhale. So this opens the chi to increase blood circulation, improves digestion, and promotes deeper respiration. Of course, it improves circulation in the internal organs, and it stimulates the triple warmer and pericardium meridians. Movement 2 is drawing the bow with each hand. So we're going to do 3 of these movements, but each movement has 2 parts to it. First, you cross one hand over your chest, and then the other one lays on top of it. The hand laying on top is going to go into a fist with a pointer finger, because you're going to use that as your arrow. So this is drawing the bow, just like a bow and arrow. This is your arrow, and this underneath hand is the one you're going to pull the bow with. And as you pull the bow, your hand that's the arrow shoots up, and it's going to go up to where the seam of the ceiling and the wall meet. And you're pulling back with the bow, and as you pull back with the bow, you're bending the knee to the side. And that's on the inhale. On the exhale, you're going to come back, and that finger that was pointing as the arrow is now going to be drawing the bow, and the other one lays on top and is the arrow, and now you're going to go to the other side to balance yourself. And that's one complete. So we're with drawing the bow, you're expanding your chest, stimulating the lung meridian, you're stimulating the heart, improving blood circulation. It strengthens the arm muscles, the shoulder, chest and thighs, and it builds and balances chi to enhance the immune system.